Good morning, everyone. Welcome to part 2. So this one is more of maybe my perception of things. And this has to do with the media. I think they're running headfirst, or they're sprinting headfirst into a wall of which they cannot avoid. And they can't avoid it for a few reasons. As Biden sort of gets worse, things get worse, and they treat him with the kid glove treatment. They're going to have to stop. Because if they don't stop, people are going to sort of see it for what it was, and they're not going to take him seriously. They're not going to be able to continue to treat Joe Biden as this humble, compassionate guy who's really got a handle on things. And then when a Republican gets in office, or when a Republican starts running for the presidency in 3.5 years, all of a sudden they come down on him hard and harsh. And they're just going to say, see, it's really not me. It's just the fact that the media just doesn't like Republicans. And they won't be able to say, well, no, it was we didn't like Trump. And they're going to say, well, but if that was the case, then you would have been much harsher on President Biden. So I think this is going to be very bad for them. I almost picture this thing in the border crisis is going to more than likely going to be the linchpin. The immunity enhancement program that we are currently experimenting with, they're not doing anything that Trump would not have done. A lot of Biden's policies are just not working. The immigration system has not gotten any better. It's gotten worse. And when the media sort of catches on to this, and they're already talking about the conditions, it doesn't bode well for Joe Biden. And it's really not going to get any better. So I think the kid gloves things that they're handling Joe Biden with really have to come to an end, and they're going to have to start cracking down on him and holding him accountable, or the media is not going to be taken seriously. So the one small factor in all this is that Kamala has been sort of put in charge of the border, which could be the beginning of the end for Biden. I think if she got in and she started making some changes along the lines of what Trump would have done, mind you, and started enforcing the border and not letting people in, that a lot of people might see Kamala differently. And they may say, well, we want someone that's actually getting stuff done and not talking about how we got a program and we'll let you know about it when we figure it out, kind of thing. So I think the border thing is going to have to change. That really reminds me of the Flint water crisis. In my humble opinion, the reason why we got Dictator Whitmer as our governor was because of the Flint water crisis. I think it was very difficult for anybody to vote for a Republican, especially one that was in the Snyder administration, to be governor. It just almost didn't seem morally right. And I can see the immigration issue the same way, where it's just unmanageable, uncontrollable. You know, we've heard of the immunity experiment in other countries finding its way over here with the South African Enhanced Immunity Project, the Immunity Enhancement Project that made its way over from Europe. I doubt that we're going to hear about the Immunity Enhancement Program coming up through Central America, but I think it's quite prevalent. Could be, but we probably won't hear much about that. But I think the border wall or the immigration issue is going to be the Flint water crisis of the Biden administration. And I guess their one hope for all this, the one thing that sort of makes Dementia Joe go away, is Kamala getting in and I guess doing the work and start doing the things that, you know, basically Trump would have been doing. I just have a hard time seeing the media like backing off or starting getting harder on Joe. It's like after 6 or 8 months down the road going, oh geez, maybe we just kind of noticed a few things, that the bumbling and the stumbling, sort of like what half the country knew before he took office. They're just realizing it. That makes them look foolish. Continually handling him with kid gloves makes him look foolish. And then continuing the softball treatment with questions and press conferences, and then with a Republican candidate or even a Republican in general, where they come down on them hard, they're going to say, well, you know, it's just the way the media is. They don't like us. They like the Democrats. And the media is not going to be able to have much of an argument. It's going to fall on deaf ears. So I think the media is putting themselves into a corner. And I guess their only hope of this is Kamala doing some positive work or changes with the immigration, and people start looking towards Kamala and taking their eyes off Biden. So with that, this is Treasure Troller saying aloha and good day.